right, just appreciate everybody joining us this afternoon. Excited about spring ball starting on Saturday. We've had some really good OTA sessions with our guys leading up to spring ball. We've had 8 of those every Tuesday, Thursday, the last 4 weeks, and just getting everybody mentally and physically ready for spring practice. And so those have gone really, really well, and excited about where our team is at right now. A lot of really good work by our strength staff and our team here the last several weeks. And then also really excited to have Anthony Tucker here as a new wide receivers coach and co-OC. He just brings a tremendous amount of experience, coaching multiple positions, being an offensive coordinator, play caller in the past, and done a great job being a part of some very explosive offenses. So just really excited about new guys we've added, both players and coaches, and just continuing to build our team. So excited about spring football. Got our 3 goals. Number 1, to be able to improve our fundamentals and technique. Number 2, to be able to install scheme and make some adjustments there. Big priority for us this spring. And then being able to, identify our depth chart eventually once it's all said and done. Right now, we want to get a lot of guys, lots of reps to be able to improve fundamentally, technically, and schematically. So we're ready for questions. I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Coach, obviously, I know guys going to the portal is well known. It's talked about, but I also know this is the time of year where you have some guys. There's a lot of times with some guys who, towards the end of their career, have some eligibility left, but have decided they want to move on with their life, go on to the next phase. Anybody on your roster that's come to you and said, "Hey, I'm just done, and that's it for me"?
Yeah, we've had a couple guys that are just going to graduate and move on to their careers outside of football. Bo Robbins is one of those individuals, a tremendous young man that's getting a great degree here on both his undergraduate and his master's, his MBA, and Caleb Murphy, same situation, guys that have given us so much and are going to graduate here this spring, and just wishing nothing but great things. Yeah, those guys have been awesome for us, great leaders on our team. They've done a tremendous job, and they're ready to move on, and a lot of respect for that, and appreciate those guys, all they've given to our program.
Coach, obviously with the NFL Combine going on in Indianapolis this week, you guys have got Cam Jones there. What have the conversations been like with him in his draft process as he's been, not only rehabbing his injury but ready to take that next step?
Yeah, it's been a great experience for him. We spent time with him down in Mobile, got a chance to watch him practice in person, and just to see how well he's healed up, which has been encouraging. And I just was really encouraged also by the fact he just really didn't seem to be very rusty in his football technique, even though he hadn't played for a long time. But he's worked so hard. He's impressed the scouts as we've talked to them in the meetings. He's just a tremendous young man. I'm going to go over and watch him tonight. He'll be doing his on-the-field work for the Combine this evening. So just lots of prayers for him, and I know he's really worked extremely hard for many, many years leading up to this, and so this is a culmination of a lot of things. And so, but man, he's representing us in a first-class way, on the field, off the field. Can't think of a better representation of our program than a young man like Cam Jones. So he's being able to, increase his value as he's had this off-season experience and the preparation process for the draft. And so we're excited to see how it all plays itself out, but he's going to go somewhere, and he's going to do a great job for the Hoosiers.
You obviously lost a handful of guys that played a lot of games, whether it be at safety or cornerback. I guess now entering spring football, are there any young guys in that room that have excited you about that group that could, make a case for more playing time this upcoming season?
Well, we got several guys that have been here that are working really, really hard at corner position. Jamari Sharp's the guy that sticks out to me. Long athlete, redshirted him last year, can really run. James Mond's another young man that came here and has a lot of talent. He's working extremely hard. Travell Mullins as well. Those 3 guys have as young guys in that room. We redshirted those guys and gave them a chance to develop, and it's been a big spring for them. Obviously, we had guys that we brought in as well. But those 3 young guys stick out to me at the corner position, and it's a safety spot. Philip Dunham to me is a guy that needs to take that next step. He played a lot of it last year as a true freshman, has a tremendous amount of talent, has to continue to grow and develop without question for sure. Bryson Bonds has played some. Expect his role to grow. Those are guys that have been here. Lewis Moore, same thing. Those are younger guys that need to step up. We've obviously got the transfer guys we've already talked about before that they'll be working as well. But those young guys that are in that room, and we got several safeties that I feel like there's a lot of guys that haven't played a lot of Saturday football, but we got the safety position for us has probably as much depth as any position we have in regards to just number of guys that we feel have the opportunity to help us. And I think you're going to see several different faces out there this spring, and we'll figure out who those top guys are going to be.
Hey, Tom, can you talk a little more detail about the OTAs and how you think they've helped the program this year?
Yeah, for me, it's just, within the rules that they give us to work with, they give us some more flexibility over those last couple of years. And we really, I think, probably this year have even maximized it to the fullest to be able to work on scheme. You'd be able to maximize. We can't use certain equipment. We can't, you can't throw a football during those sessions when we're in there with them. But you can, be able to do a lot of things, a lot more than you used to be able to do in the past. And so I just think that, we were just commenting today, we had our 8th and final one today, just to be able to, all the work that we'll be able to get in and the walkthroughs and the be able to get the run fits and the eyes and the checks and adjustments on defense and then the execution on offense. You can do a lot of things on air, even just having, we call it, no ball, Skelly situation to be able to have, the chance to be able to teach concepts and all that, from without throwing the football, and so just to me, it's just very positive for us to be able to have a lot of more rep time with our guys, get some things on film, teach, review, and within our 8 hours, we're able to have meetings. We've already started the 20-hour week this week because we started spring ball on Saturday, so we had a little extended meetings Tuesday and Thursday with our guys, and then even some more in the evenings on Mondays and Wednesdays. So just trying to maximize all the rules and allow our guys to get ready. So to me, it's just really, it's the next step, I think, in growing our players and developing them, and also as you have maybe some more turnover and you have more guys that are new, that you're relying on to play in the fall. That I think these OTAs have been very valuable to us.
Hey Tom, hope you're doing all right. With the departure of Cam Jones, he was a leader on the defensive front. Is there anyone on the defensive front, like linebacker-wise, that you're trying to count on to fill that void?
Well, there's no question. Aaron Casey would be the guy. He obviously had to step up last year, when Cam went down, and he did that. But just to even elevate that to a higher level verbally, Ace is pretty quiet. But I see him being one of those individuals, Noah Pierre's another one that we're expecting to do that. And Miles Jackson, those are the 3 guys that kind of stick out to me. We have a process of going through and putting together a leadership council, and those guys were, our top vote getters from the team on that. And it doesn't surprise me because those are guys that have really established themselves as leaders in our program. And so, but Aaron K, linebackers to me, that's where that needs to come from. That's the room it needs to come from. And Cam was a phenomenal leader for us without question. And Aaron Casey has the opportunity now to step into that role, and I expect him to do that.
Yeah, hey coach, I know you just commented about one of your goals in the spring being, improving the fundamentals and the scheme. Mike Woodson a few weeks ago adopted a play from Terry Morin's playbook, and they say football is a copycat sport. No details needed here, but do you take plays or schemes from what you see around college football and implement them as you go, or is that something you have no interest in?
Oh, we absolutely, we got a concept a year ago that we implemented last season, from a professional team that we were watching film, studying them. Even as you watch and study opponents and you meet with individuals in the off season, there's no question. I think we all copy things from each other. And I think you're looking for things that fit with you schematically and fit within your structure without question. You don't just add and grab stuff randomly, but there's no doubt that we would be willing to do that. Especially because, you find people that you trust and you have commonalities with in the way you approach things. So, I think that's, I don't know if anybody's just invented anything from scratch that you do that's totally different than everybody else. I think there's some conceptual things you may fall into, but yeah, I think we're all trying to find ideas from other people and maximize them and use them for our benefit.
Hey, Coach, I know spring ball maybe more so than fall camp is a time when you can maybe experiment a little bit, maybe try some guys at different spots. Any notable guys that you have talked about as a staff that maybe you might want to try, say, hey, let's see what he can do here, or, maybe put him in a different spot than where he's been at?
This is one year where we don't have a lot of changes like that. I do see some expanded roles for some guys. We've talked about Jalen Lucas and want him to be able to be returning punts as well. He's worked on that for the whole year, leading up to even last season when he got here in January. But want to see him do that, and then also going to be able to expand his role as being able to both a running back and a slot. And so we're going to expand that. But I don't think there's anybody we're going to be switching from spots around. We have made one change, in Cooper Jones. He's going to be on the offensive line. And so that's a guy that we have made an adjustment with because of his skill set and feel like he's got the length we're looking for and he's got the toughness and met with him this offseason and he was excited about that opportunity. So he wants to get out there on the field and be able to play. And so that is one position change that we have made. But other than that, pretty much the guys that have been here in certain positions are going to stay there and may have some expanded roles for certain guys. But other than Cooper not switching sides of the ball.
Coach, I wanted to kind of talk about the two new coaches that you guys have brought in, Coach G and Coach Tucker. They both mentioned in their introductory pressers how important the relationships were when choosing Indiana. You've always kind of been a family-oriented guy. Would you describe the coaching staff that you've assembled now as a family on its own?
Yeah, and I think that those relationships grow. Obviously as you work together every day. And we spent a lot of time together. And I knew Coach Guerreri for many years. 10+ years before he joined our staff here now. So, but did not have that same relationship with Coach Tucker. But he has had that similar relationship with other coaches on our staff. But I just think that when you find guys that fit and the things that they care about and they value are the same things that you care about and value as a program, that's where the fit comes in. I've explained that many times about selecting coaches and selecting players into our program, and I think that does accelerate the bonding process and the blending that goes on and how smooth guys work together and how they're able to quickly feel a part of the family when they join you. And like I said, I think we spend so much time together that does get accelerated. But I think also the other component, as I mentioned, is just finding guys that just the things that you think are important, they think are important, and that's a big deal to me. And I want relationship-driven guys. Just going by their two offices these last couple of days, they're meeting with players all the time, getting to know our guys and getting to know their position room as well as their side of the football. And there's no way you can speed that up. It just takes time, to build those kinds of relationships with the players since they've never met them before until getting here. So, but guys that know and believe that that's important, they're going to spend time doing it. I didn't have to make them go meet with the players. They knew that's the first thing they wanted to do, and they're doing that, and they're still going to keep doing that throughout spring. So, I feel like those guys do care about the family component of the program. They understand how important relationships are and how you motivate and lead the guys in your room.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, you guys announced a tailgate meet and greet with the fans in mid-April. I'm curious kind of what the genesis of that was, and do you envision that being a replacement for the spring game in terms of a interaction point with fans in the program?
I really do, and that's what I'm trying to create. And obviously last year, we had some more distinct schematic things we were doing differently that we were kind of keeping at bay and didn't have anybody here for spring. But would like to have the fan engagement for a spring game type opportunity. And so we've kind of gone away from a true spring game model for various reasons. But I wanted to get our fans here, and I want them to interact with. I want them to see us have a chance to scrimmage. I want them to see us, in person. I want them to invite them to that. It will be our final spring opportunity of the spring on the 15th and practice 15. But it will be a scrimmage and a chance to see that in a very game-like situation for those components. And want to have the interaction as well. So we're still working through how that's going to look and work. But I want the fans here, want to meet our players, sign autographs and take pictures with them and talk to them. And I want to do the same with them. So I just want it to be very interactive, and we're working on that. And to me, that's what this is about. Is I want our fans to be able to see this team and watch our guys, in the final preparation before we, break to go into summertime. And then obviously the next time we'll see us is when we open against the Buckeyes. Awesome. Have a great day. Elio.